Hey, ladies.
How you doing, Mr. Soze?
Hi.
Oh, is that Miss Gatsby?
It is?
Oh, hey there. You know, I'm doing okay. How you doing?
Doing all right.
Hmm. How's the atmosphere around the office these days? Everything doing okay around here?
There's been a lot of discussion in the last week.
That's good. Discussion helps usually.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Working our way towards solutions.
Yeah, well, it's good to hear somebody wants to change things and look for the bright side rather than the bad side every time.
That's what I try to do.
Court proceedings will follow a judicial process. When does a trial start? Is it the gavel or is it well before that? If the accused pleads not guilty to any charge, the court will set the trial date. Okay, so that's the trial date, yeah. Before the trial starts, the prosecution and defense lawyers will attend court a number of times for pre-trial conferences or call-overs. Okay, so everything before is still court proceedings. Okay. Is pre-trial a court proceeding?
Hey, McNulty, what's up?
Yes. Okay. This is all considered the due process. So, anything to do with court proceedings or your court proceedings is a part of this due process. Okay. And it says here it is required that all parties of proceedings have a correct submission of documentation and summary of the request, which is what my question is here, right? So yesterday we said, what did we say? Motion to dismiss. And it says here, it is required that the statement of charges be described only as fact of underlying charges, not a story about assumptions or hearsay. Motion is dismissed is denied. A statement of claim/charges is meant to be a brief summary of the narrative of the case to be brought before the courts. This is not true. It is only true for some of the documents. And then I said, are you confirming we no longer use the must-use templates on the government forums? If I am reading the wrong ones, could you point me to any documentation I am missing on court filings documentations? The template you're citing was followed. Despite it being published nearly 7 years ago, the prosecution have laid their version of the events of statement of charges. Okay, so I link it to him. Because the one I'm referring to, let me have a look at this, is what we showed yesterday. And for some reason, I am still wrong, which is what he can't explain, I think. So because it's 7 years old, that somehow means something, by the way. Apparently, if a law is over 7 years old, you don't use it, maybe. But the only one labeled as criminal actions, this is a writ, this is a civil case, this is a criminal appeal, and this is a civil action. None of them require fact in the statement of claim. This requires a brief statement of the facts underlying the charges listed below. So if you're to make assumption at all in your statement of charges, you are not fulfilling what is required. And if this says must use, and it says these guidelines are subject to change at any time, it's your responsibility to check back in often, this post is considered in role play. Must use. It is a must-use court document. And then I reply, I feel like something's missing in this conversation. Is this required procedure guidelines being the criminal template at the bottom? There's nothing missing in this conversation, sir. I've explained it clearly at this point. Going forward, I'll expect all communication on this docket filing to be by and through your retained counsel. So Soze thinks I am removing both my lawyers as counsel to prevent them being a part of a trial in which fails the constitutional due process. Thank you. There we go.
I am doing good. I just saw Benji's picture, so I thought I'd let you know that whatever you had to do when your original banner was approved to be able to put it up, you're going to have to do that again.
And it says here, it is required that all parties of proceedings have a correct submission of
If
documentation.
you had to do something in the back.
What is a document, chat?
Court to put up your-
In a court proceeding. Would that be a document? That piece of fucking paper we're filing? No, of course not. And if it isn't, that means nobody has had any documentation sent to them before a court has ever started, so it's even worse for them. Judge is never wrong. Well, I'm not going to answer on the docket again because he told me not to, and I'm removing my lawyers from now on. So anything they say, I'm just not going to reply to because he told me to do it. I better follow the law, chat. I don't want to go to jail. The thing is, he can't even explain, right? Yeah, it's like this is the worst part about the entire process with half of the judges so far is you ask a question, they don't actually answer it. There is no answer to what he said here. He literally doesn't say a thing. And since that's the Constitution, it is actually treason to do that because that's their fucking logic. They are going against the authority of the state, and the authority of the state is the Constitution. The Constitution says you need to have proper documents, and if that isn't proper, based on the fucking filings they say you must use, it's treason. Literally that simple. And that's based off their own laws, so I ain't gonna deal with it. I'll just go hang out in Blaine County, I guess, and see how it goes. Well, actually, we might go in. Oh, actually, let me show you. Let me show you what I was doing. Let me just make sure I don't leak something wrong. They answer the cops, though. Of course, the cops can call them. What do you mean? Of course, that's a fair and due process. Though, anything that's documented needs to be posted there, but it's not. And technically, you would think that would be a document.